Facebook account.
Oh,
So it really has been piecemeal, only because most of my promotion and marketing has been word of mouth. Like, I haven't, the only inbound requests I have received have been from people that I know already.
Okay.
And who are just using my, social media feelers as an avenue to get to me. Mm-hmm. It's not like they don't know me and they're like, oh, this is so interesting. It just hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay. All right. So, last question then with this. Which is kind of like a two-part question. Mm-hmm. So, what do you do on those times where you feel stuck?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I know that, so now you've spent a big chunk of your career as a professional dancer, and that is not what you're doing anymore.
Yep.
What do you, so do you miss it? And what do you do to have a creative outlet nowadays?
Yeah, so I didn't start missing dancing or ballet until about 9 months. Yeah, 9 months after I retired.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, I would like to do something more than ride a bike.
Yeah.
Physically, right? Like, I need to feel movement in a more holistic sense. I was very fortunate that around that time an opportunity came up to actually dance in a piece that a friend of mine who I used to dance from the Boston Ballet choreographed, and it was this amazing, amazing experience. It's awesome. So I do miss it. I will say that this amazing, interesting, almost surprising thing that I found in my business is that anytime I lead a session or a workshop or a program, I feel like I'm performing, and I get that same high and that same almost level of exhaustion, where you're like, I just led a group of 50 people through this program, and I was so engaged, and I was so, there's so much energy that's interplaying between people when you're leading a session like that, especially when there are all these physical components, right, that you're trying to activate in people that have been dormant for a really long time. And so that outlet for me is unbelievable, and it's surprising, and I love it. And I think that that's part of what makes this business so interesting to me. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so what about times when you feel stuck? Or
times when I feel stuck.
So I know. I like to ask two-part questions.
Yeah.
Where you
so
are.
the first part of
the first part was,
sorry,
okay. So that was creative outlet. Times you feel stuck.
Times I feel stuck. So again, I think the benefit to having something else to spend your time on, when you're able to take a bit of a step away from something, sometimes your subconscious will continue to work in these interesting ways, and then you come back to it, and you have drawn something in from this other part of your life that ends up being helpful.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that works. I don't think it's an equation per se, but I think that the time that I spend at NEC working with, musicians and working with donors and working with my colleagues is still active time for my business. It's just not, my head's no longer in those weeds.
Okay.
So to me, the system that I have right now is so beneficial for both sides of the fence, right? Like, I can bring aspects of my business into my day job, and I can bring aspects of my day job into my business. So when I feel stuck, I'm just fortunate that I have a different outlet for creativity and the feelings of external validation, that if I didn't have this kind of split between my time, that would definitely be more difficult. And I'm sure I would figure something out, but right now that's my method.
Yeah. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, Rachel, so we're a little past an hour. Thank you so much.
Really? That's crazy.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Been sitting out here enjoying this fine wine and beautiful weather. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing? I don't have any brilliant questions to ask anymore. Do you have any closing thoughts or anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, thank you. Congratulations to you. I think this is it's not easy to run a podcast like this, 100 episodes. That's commendable. So, I mean, it's an honor for me to be here, and I want to thank all the listeners for, making it worth your while.
Well, thank you so much. And then, so remind listeners again, the best way to find you online.
Yeah, so www.choreographyforbusiness.com. I'm at Choreography for Business on Facebook now, which is the new deal.
Perfect.
It's all linked and interchanged, so you can do whichever one you want. Personally, at Rachel on Point with an E at the end.
Right.
And those are the deals.
Awesome. And I will, as usual, put those in the show notes.
Yeah.
So thank you again, listeners, for tuning in to the 100th episode of the Advance Your Art podcast. And I really appreciate your listening and replying. So if you get anything positive out of this episode or negative, either way, reach out. Let me know. If you're in the Boston area and you want to meet Rachel and I for a drink, also let me know, because I just volunteer here for that.
No, I'm so down for that.
Yeah.
There's so many good drinks to be had in this city, for sure.
There is. So let us know, Yuri at advanceyourart.com, or you can just reply to this as well. So thank you very much, and Judy, turn this off and go to bed. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Advance Your Art podcast. If you like this episode, please go into iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so that every single time I release a new episode, it will go directly to you without even thinking about it. If you're interested in hearing older episodes, please go to advanceyourart.com, where you can find the catalog of everything I've done so far, as well as contact information and projects I'm working on. Thank you again, and have a great day.